about positive intelligence and how to be mindful of your judge, of your saboteurs, so that you can create, own, and live the life that you all deserve and desire. So we're going to be talking about how do you create it? How do you create long-term, genuine happiness and sustainable success? I've got the secret for you. We're also going to talk about how do you own it? How do you just say, hey, world, this is me. And for some people, I'm going to be too much. For other people, I'm not going to be enough. And then there are my people. We're going to talk about eliminating comparison so we can truly honor ourselves. And then we're going to talk about how do you live it? How do you move forward every day to step into your authenticity and to continue to move forward? So we're going to be talking about self-assessing so that you can really see where you're at and to self-actualize so that you can see your full potential. Now, we've already dove in a little bit on positive intelligence here, and you're going to hear me talk about a couple different things. We're going to talk about your mind sabotaging you, which are your saboteurs, which is your judge, all the reasons that you're going to talk yourself out of doing anything great in your life. And then we're going to talk about sage. And sage is the voice that says, you're enough. You can do it. I believe in you. I love you. All of those things. It's the mind serving you. So you're going to hear sage secrets today. So let me give you an example, probably one of the best examples I've ever seen of your mind serving you or your mind sabotaging you, the devil or the angel on your shoulder. How many people in here watch The Voice? What about if you're on virtual, go ahead and drop not only The Voice, but who your favorite people are on The Voice. So my mom she's single, and she watches way too much TV. And she's like, have you been watching The Voice? And I was like, Mom, isn't that on like 3 nights a week for 2 hours? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, I don't have that kind of time commitment to watch The Voice. Although I remember tuning in early and I like to watch it occasionally. So it happened to be our first stop was in Minneapolis, and I get into my hotel room and I'm like, oh, this is The Voice. So I turn it on and I was like, this was meant to be, to hear this. So it was The Voice where they had the 2 contestants up there. They had both been chosen. They've gotten into the show, but one of them's going to get cut that night. And they actually have to do a duet, which is kind of heartbreaking and tragic, right? Like they have to sing together and then one of them gets kicked off the show. But these 2 girls, they were young girls, like 15. I think one of them might have even been 13, and they were brilliant. Both of them had these amazing voices, this incredible stage presence. And all the judges went through and told them how brilliant and beautiful and how much talent they had. But it came down to Camila Cabello, and she could only pick one. And she said, this is the hardest decision ever, but I'm going to pick Jacqueline. And the other girl, you could see just the defeat in her. Now, she got to give a speech before she left, and her speech went something like this. I'm just so disappointed. I know. I could have done so much better. And, you know, this has just showed me I have so much to work on. And Camila Cabello stopped her, and she said, girl, you have so much to work with. That is positive intelligence. That is the mind serving you, because that's the truth. She was 15 years old and got cast on The Voice, made it all the way into the episodes, had all this amazing feedback, and she has a lifetime to be who she came to be by saying, I not only have a lot to work on, maybe, but I have a lot to work with. That's positive intelligence. And that's my goal for today, is that you walk out of here being who you came to be, because you know that, hey, I got a lot to work with, world. So let's get going.